guarantee is where there are no customers, there are also no competitors, and nobody cares about you.
Jensen Huang is one of the most visionary CEOs in technology. If you had invested just $500 in NVIDIA when it went public in 1999, your investment would be worth around $1.88 million today. Numbers like that may seem unbelievable, but how did Huang achieve it? The answer is that he understands what most people don't and follows a few key principles that you can apply in your own life and career. On top of that, NVIDIA has become the most valuable company in the world, reaching a market capitalization of $4 trillion in 2025. Keep watching, because by the end, you'll learn all of these principles. Rule number 1, embrace pain and suffering.
Your journey here is a testament of your character, determination, willingness to make sacrifices for your dreams, and you should be proud. The ability to make sacrifices, endure pain and suffering, you will need these qualities in life.
He exemplifies this lesson through his life. Born in Tainan, Taiwan in 1963, he moved to Thailand at the age of 5. At 9, he and his brother were sent to live with an uncle in Tacoma, Washington. There, he was mistakenly enrolled in a reform school for troubled children, where his main chore was cleaning toilets. Despite this challenging start, Huang persevered. He earned a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from Oregon State University in 1984 and later obtained a master's degree from Stanford University in 1992. From his experiences, we learn that life isn't about what happens to you, but how you respond to it. As Viktor Frankl, Holocaust survivor and author of Man's Search for Meaning, once said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves."
Everything is changing from studs on up and across every layer, and soon every industry will also be transformed.
Rule number 2 is one of those that stood out to me the most. Move fast.
So I advised the students at the Taiwan University to run, don't walk.
The truth is, we often find ourselves uncertain about which path to take. We see countless opportunities and, as a result, end up standing still. With this advice, Huang teaches us to seize opportunities and, if they make sense to us, to move quickly. That doesn't mean constantly changing your mind, but rather adapting, evolving, and shifting course when necessary, just as he has done for over 32 years as CEO of NVIDIA. In times of uncertainty, he has always managed to spot new opportunities and new directions.
When I sat where you sat, the IT industry was minuscule. And the concept that you could make money selling software was a fantasy. And yet today, it's one of the most important commodities, most important technologies and product creations that our industry produces.
Rule number 3, be willing to stand behind your vision.
That accelerated computing opened surely would trigger a new development somewhere else. We just didn't know what it was until deep learning came to our consciousness.
To help you understand, deep learning is like teaching an artificial brain to recognize patterns on its own, learning from millions of examples rather than following fixed rules. NVIDIA has benefited from this by producing powerful GPUs, processors that can handle millions of calculations at once, making it essential to the AI revolution and gaining huge market value. But making this happen wasn't easy. It required a long-term vision.
A whole new world of computing emerged. Geoff Hinton, Alex Krizhevsky, and Ilya Sutskever used NVIDIA CUDA GPUs to train AlexNet and shocked the computer vision community by winning the 2012 ImageNet Challenge. And we got ourselves to the point where we believed this was going to be so effective, and when the company believes something, we should go act on it. So we dove deep into deep learning, and over the next decade, systematically reinvented everything. Then in 2016, we announced DGX-1, our first AI supercomputer, and I delivered the first one to a startup in San Francisco, a startup nobody knew anything about, a group of friends of mine who were working on artificial intelligence, a company called OpenAI. In 2022, 10 years after AlexNet, and about a million-fold increase in computing later, a million-fold. If you could just imagine, what would it be like if your laptop was a million-fold more capable? A million-fold later, OpenAI launched ChatGPT.
Rule number 4, get used to life's setbacks. The path to success is not linear.
Our robotics journey resulted from a series of setbacks.
It's a fact that we look at successful people and imagine it was easy for them to get there. when in reality it was a journey full of setbacks, intense competition, and countless reinventions. As Heraclitus said, nothing is permanent except change.
We wanted to integrate GPUs into every computer. And so we started to combine our GPUs with motherboard chips. And we launched a fabulous integrated graphics chip at the time for AMD CPUs. It was an instant success. I think it went from $0 to $1 billion practically overnight. But then all of a sudden, AMD wanted to control all of the technology in the PC, ATI, and no longer needed us. That probably wasn't a great idea, but we turned to Intel and negotiated a license to connect to Intel CPUs. Apple was excited about what we're building and asked us to work on a new computer with them, which became the first MacBook Air. Well, Intel saw what happened and decided they didn't want us to do that anymore. And so they terminated our agreement. Well, we pivoted again.
As we can see, NVIDIA has a history marked by a series of changes, setbacks, and critical moments, which have made it the most valuable company in the world today. Having faith, even when everything seems to go wrong, is essential for growth and overcoming all difficulties. Rule number 5, create something unique.
Well, with no more markets to turn to, we decided to build something where we are sure there are no customers. Because one of the things you can definitely guarantee is where there are no customers, there are also no competitors, and nobody cares about you. And so we chose a market with no customers, a $0 billion market, and it was robotics. We built the world's first robotics computer, processing an algorithm nobody understood at the time called deep learning. This is over 10 years ago now. 10 years later, I can't be happier with what we've built and the opportunity to create the next wave of AI. More importantly, we developed agility and a culture of resilience. One setback after another, we shook it off and skated to the next opportunity. Each time, we gained skills and strengthened our character. We strengthened our corporate character. Our company is really hard to distract and really hard to discourage, and no setback that comes our way doesn't look like an opportunity these days. Ironically, the robotics computer that we built today doesn't even need graphics, which is why our journey started in the first place. So where we are today tells us something and teaches us something. The world is uncertain, as Richard Feynman would say, and the world can be unfair and deal you with tough cards. Swiftly shake it off.
These were the 5 success lessons from Jensen Huang, shared during his speech at Caltech. To learn more about his mindset, story, and the creation of NVIDIA, I recommend the book The NVIDIA Way, Jensen Huang and the Making of a Tech Giant. Link in the description and pinned comment. Let me know in the comments which entrepreneur success rules you'd like to hear. I'll be paying close attention to every suggestion. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this.